Hey, good morning, guys. Salam alaikum. I pray you guys are doing great this morning. Friday, just got paid, party hardy, feeling all right. No, I'm just joking. No party hardy, but I'm feeling all right. And I didn't just get paid. Wanted to talk about a situation. It's kind of tough to talk about these things, but because you don't want to regurgitate the, whatever the situation was that you went through, or that that others go through in this walk. First of all, let's start off with how we're supposed to be as people that's supposed to be an example, set an example onto others. As far as my understanding, if you're a man, you should be first a good son, a good father, a good brother. You understand? Loyal, loving, trustworthy goes in with the loyal. You understand? With the loyalty. Woman, the same thing. Should be a good daughter, good mother, good aunt, good sister, good wife. These are basic things that we as humans should be. And in Mayombe, they're very important. Why? Because in Mayombe, like I have said before, there's a structure. We're about structuring our lives in a way where it brings balance and less discord among our own loved ones and our brothers and sisters in the faith, in the walk, in the community, and also with our padrinos and madrinas in the community and other elders also. Now, there is in some houses, I don't know, or I know in the houses that I've been to, that I've seen, there is a such thing as rank. And I'm not speaking about ranking in a position of either being an engayo or pino nuevo, and a new initiate, or a talanquero, or a baconfula, these sort of things, or a tata or a yaya. No, I'm speaking about, okay, let's make it very simple for we go understand. I go to a place, I get initiated. Let's say I am the fourth initiator in that place. Well, in other words, and a lot of the houses are, not all, I'm only talking about some that I have seen, and well, since you are the fourth one that came into the house, you are the youngest. First one, obviously, that got initiated will be the eldest. It is not the eldest because they have more knowledge than you. It's just that's the form that's been used to have a seniority, in other fact, that's seniority, and which that's fine, and that's respectable, and that's great, of course. Now, we have to know if we're going to follow in that system, in that way of seniority, that just because we have that seniority, it doesn't mean that we could treat others in a certain form that it's not correct, it's not right. We cannot forget that this is a tribe, a family, a community, and we are brothers and sisters in the faith, meaning, that's another thing I want to come to, another thing, but we'll hit that one day. We are brothers and sisters. We might not be from the same blood, mother and father, but that's how we look at it. Okay? And then your tata is like your father figure. Your yaya is like your mother figure. See how the structure is? Just like a genetic or biological mother and father and sons and daughters are. Okay, same system. So we have to watch out that we don't let that kind of seniority, in a sense, make others feel less in the community. Because at the end of the day, it's a community, it's a family, it's a tribe. Sometimes people get discouraged when they join or come into these communities because of that same reason. Because they feel like they are being belittled because you either know more than them, as far as the practice and how to implement it, or you're just an elder in that sense of seniority because you was there first. You have to remember that people come into these places in the beginning, they are timid. I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of them they're coming in timid. Not timid because of the faith, but timid because they come in around new people and they know through past experiences that these things happen or has happened to them. It has happened to me. In two instances, or let's say in two different houses, one in Enzo and Palo, and one a house where they deal with Orisha, with the Orishas. I felt this type of feeling, and I was in this type of situation. So I understand where people are coming from when they speak about this. Now, most of the time, you're treated that way is because they don't know you. So they don't know if they could trust you. Some people have a more rougher character than others. Some people are more inviting, more talkative, more humble. In that sense, their guard is less down, so it's easier for you to deal with them and communicate. But some not. Some show you that sternness because a lot of them are about their tradition. They just don't want anybody to come in and ruin something or try to bring conflict into a situation. That's one way. Then you have the ones that jealousy creeps into their heart, into their mind. When I say heart, usually it's your mind. This is your heart. Even though we know the heart is being here because it pumps. But in a lot of religious texts, when it speaks about heart, it's speaking about your brain. Because your heart don't think. There's no sentiment coming from your heart. It's coming from here, right? Now, jealousy, it's something that happens in a lot of religious communities. Because you'll have some that have been there longer, and then a newer member would start either helping out more or do more or do certain things that the older ones that have been there before you don't do or used to do and slacked on it. See, because for myself, at my tata's house, once I knew where everything was at and I had his permission, and I could do certain things and I knew that was fine with him, nobody had to tell me, pick up a broom, pick up a mop, clean this up, hold this animal, go bring these animals, put them over here, grab whatever, da 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 da. Nobody had to tell me nothing. I was on it. You understand? It's like, this is my community. I'm in this community, so I have to be able also to help and to do, you know, and the love is there, you know. So I understand where it comes from because I've been there. And yes, I have had situations where I have had to talk. And that's my advice. If you have a situation that you feel that one of the brothers or one of the sisters, whether you're male or female, have a kind of like a situation where you guys feel uncomfortable or you feel uncomfortable, the best thing is for you to have a conversation. Because just like brothers and sisters in life biologically have problems and have disagreements, the same way in the community we're gonna have disagreements, we're gonna have dislikes. You know, you're a different spirit, they're a different spirit, so you have to be able to talk and see if you can work it out. The more you stay quiet, the more you stay silent, the more it hurts you and it bothers you, and it'll discourage a lot. You either get discouraged or your heart becomes hardened. You become hardened and you start retaliating or doing things to make matters even worse. And you don't want to do that. We're supposed to all get along. Once again, we're supposed to be family. When you hurt, I should be hurting. When our tata hurts, we all should be hurting. When our yaya hurts, we all should be hurting. Because that's how a community runs. See, we are not for ourselves. What's that? Egotistic? We not supposed to be people of just me. If nothing good is happening to me, then I ain't worrying about the rest. No. This is not what the community is for. This is not what our faith-based system and tradition was built upon. If you go read books, history and anthropology and stuff, you'll find out that community is like number one, you know. So, and I'm learning more upon this by reading, thanks to a brother who I speak to that have given me a plethora of information that it's opening my eyes up. Now, what should happen if you can't speak, or there's still a back and forth, or there's no way that you guys can reconcile? Then you're gonna have to speak to your tata and explain the situation, and then the tata would or speak to the yaya, and the yaya will speak to the tata. Whichever way you go about it, you go speak to the elder, to your padrino madrina, and see if there could be a council, meaning that you could sit down among that sister, that brother, with the elder, and you guys could talk things out. You understand? I know that a lot of houses don't do this, but there are some that still do this. You know, this is the correct way of doing stuff. You know, because at the end of the day, we don't want conflict. We don't want to be coming into a who wants to go to a job, let's say a job, even though this is not a job. Who wants to go to a job where they got people that dislike them, and they're working around people, and you got to have your guard up, you know, have that serious face, or rather you go to a job in your normal natural state, cool, calm, and work fluid. See, it's a big difference. You know, so a lot of houses in Palo, a lot of houses in Santeria, a lot of houses in all faiths, even Christianity, there is backbiting, there is this hypocrisy, there is this hate among others. You know, another thing is that everybody's going to learn at their own pace. Everyone does not learn all at once. Listen, you could have 15 people in the Munanso, and you could read a book, or have a book and study the book right there. And then you guys could, or somebody will ask a question, and you could explain from what you have read, what do you understand from that book? And I guarantee you that not everybody's gonna have the same understanding. A lot are not gonna understand what the book is saying, and they reading it because they can't get it. Some of them, it takes time for things to fall in place, for things to open up on them. We all do not become high priests together. It's like, but because you know more than I do, you're gonna belittle me and treat me wrong or treat me bad? No. As a brother, as a sister, if I have the initiation, but that's another thing. If you have the initiation for that brother and sister that has more knowledge than you could give you, for you could receive, then they will give it to you if they want. If you don't have the initiation, as far as ceremonial, some things they cannot tell you, because our padrino teaches us that things go by categories and by ranks. And we are really there as brothers and sisters not to teach. The teacher's the padrino and the madrina. You understand? The yaya and kisi, tata and ganga, tata and kisi, padre and ganga, But as brothers and sisters, if we could share something between all of us, then it's good, because then we all be on one accord. You understand? I know it's very difficult for a lot of us when we enter new houses, whether it be, from the Santero houses, Enzos, Munanzos, Palo houses. The whole point is that this is why a lot of us have jumped from house to house, because we have disagreements and we have problems, and it's not talked as a community. It's not talked. It's not discussed, evaluated. It's difficult, and we gotta all wake up from this. We gotta all wake up, and we gotta all start doing things the way it used to be done. Community used to get together to talk about things, problems, situations, how to move forward, children's situations. The community was that. The community was everything. You understand? And we have lost this because we live in these new times and this new world, where we got all this stuff that we could get. It's a shame, you understand? But I have experienced it. I've been part of that. Like I said, little by little, if you don't know something and you are a person that has the faith and that will and want, you're going to learn. It's just going to be at the pace that comes to you. Some of us learn by hearing. Some of us learn by seeing. Some of us learn hands-on. I'm a hands-on. I see, but I like hands-on. You understand? But I understand that everything is not hands-on. So I have to try to use all my senses, But the video, I don't want to make it too long. I wanted to speak about the envy between brothers and sisters, and it should not be there. Being envious is not the right way, and it's not the solution. We all got to be better than that. We all have to be here for one another, and we all want to stick together. Wouldn't you want to be in a Munanso all your life, just one, because the community is a family. I would want that. I would want to be in one Munanso, not having to go nowhere. Just stay there. You know, little disagreements here and there, we fix it, but we family. But a lot of us jump to another place, and from that place we jump, myself included. I'm not ruling you guys, I'm adding myself to it. Jump because of certain situations, certain circumstances in life. There's some situations that, yeah, the best thing is for you to leave. But in a lot of them, talking in the community solves a lot. Have a blessed day. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. My email address is w3qin1973@gmail.com. If you have any questions, anything that I could help you with, and that I could give you as far as the little bit, the minuscule that I know, I will. Like I always said, if I don't, I'll ask an elder if it's possible and they could give it to me, and it's not a secret from any tradition or any rama, and it's okay to give that, I'll try my best to get it, investigate it, and pass it on. Have a great day, my brothers and sisters. God bless, and have a great weekend.